How important is customer service to a business? We're going to answer that question in this video. Okay, if you're asking yourself how important customer service is to a business, you've got to know that is actually one of the most important things that you have to make sure you implement to the highest standards when you start your new business. And here's why. There most likely are already competing businesses in your city, in your region, that do the same thing that you do. So if you're a restaurant business, if you're a, entertainment business, if you're a collectible business, any kind of business that's out there, there's already customers that are going to that place and giving them money. So customer service are one of those things. It's one of those things that can separate you from the pack. It's one of those things that can make you completely different and shine. So say they've been going to their average restaurant and they get their standard service, their standard greeting, whatever, but you go above and beyond. Not only are your people, say, more friendlier, but maybe you're giving away a free appetizer or something like that. Maybe a free dessert. There's certain little things like the cherry on top, right? Dessert in a dessert, right? That's like the most overused saying is put a cherry on top, yada, yada, yada. And it's like the perfect ending is to add just a little bit of customer service to the final end of the bill. I've seen restaurants where they're playing music. They have somebody come over and, they're playing music, or, at some point they bring like flowers to the table. There's so many little small things that you can do in a business that will separate you. And over time, when you do those little things, they actually add up, especially if you're very creative and you can actually think of something that nobody's ever thought about before. If you're capable of doing that and it makes a huge impact and really makes somebody feel special, they're going to tell their friends and family about you. Because word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising that exists. There's nothing more powerful than word of mouth. So you can spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on advertising in print and radio and TV and the internet and whatever. But word of mouth, just taking good care of your existing customers and having them refer you to other people, their friends, their family, strangers, talk about it at the Saturday night poker game or whatever. That's all it takes before people go, maybe I should try that place out. And it's because you separated yourself from the pack. You did something special, in a sense, that wowed that person, that made them want to talk about you. And so one key component that I've always demonstrated, and my staff with each company knows this, it's one of my focal points, is, and I believe Amazon is also one of these big giants, this is like their thing, is customer obsession. We obsess with trying to make the customer happy. Now, having said that, as you guys know, there's no way to keep everybody in this world happy. You're gonna have your bad apples. You're gonna have your complainers. You're gonna have people that are just impossible to make happy. All you can do in those situations is simply do your best. Simply do your best to make that person as happy as they can be, and that's it. And there's some cases where people create massive problems for your business, and you just have to tell them, hey, we're sorry, you're no longer welcome to come here. There's actually been a few times, I would say with each business, that we've actually had to do that because the people were so problematic. Sometimes they came in and they were drunk or something like that, where they were trying to really impact our business in a negative way and cause a scene. And we were being very kind and doing everything we could, but they were just there to cause trouble. So when that happens, that's your judgment call on how you're going to handle it. If it gets out of hand, obviously you call the police, right? They're going to handle it, within the legal limits of the law. And it's amazing to see what happens when you call the police with those troublemakers, how quickly that stuff ends up, fizzling out, so to speak. So going back to customer service, let's think about what kind of things, when you're starting your business, can you do? Brainstorm those things. Grab a piece of paper and say, okay, I'm going to be in the business of doing X, Y, and Z. What I've gone to my competition, or I've seen other businesses growing up. I've seen what they've done. What can I do that separates, us from the rest? And I don't want to give away, say, all the secrets of each of my businesses because they're still in business, right? My competitors are obviously going to see what we're doing. But I will say this, we're always looking to totally innovate and do something special that they're not doing. But we're doing it on our own. So we're looking and we're saying, how creative can we be with this? You know, say with our trading card business, we might have tournaments. You know, what can we do that's special to make the players that come and play Pokemon or play Magic the Gathering or play Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever game that we're running, what can we do to make them feel special? You know, sometimes we throw in free stuff into the prize pool, right? So the kids are, you know, competing and playing for prizes, and we add additional product. Well, they remember that. So while in some cases it's leftover stuff we had, there's not much cost into it. Sometimes it costs us money. Either way, the goal is if we take care of those customers, hopefully they're that happy that they're going to tell their friends and family and say, hey, we should go over to that store because they're giving way more than, say, the other place does. And then you might say, well, I'm going to open up a business and I'm just going to give away a ton and just keep giving more than the next guy. That doesn't always work either. So I know this is kind of a paradox, and here's what I mean. I'll never forget a time, this was several years back, and this is in the trading card business, where there was a group of people that decided to open up a card shop selling mostly Magic the Gathering, but a trading card shop within a couple miles of our location. And these people thought that they were going to steal all of our business, probably permanently, by offering the players free pizza and free stuff, right? So of course, initially when they opened up and there was this new store in town, that's what happened. A lot of our players did go over there because they were getting free pizza and free stuff, a lot more stuff than we were giving out. But then as time went on, they realized this new store, how much that was costing them, and that they actually weren't really generating much revenue to even make up for that. And so they couldn't afford it. And it ended up being part of the reason that strategy didn't work was because you don't necessarily just get into a business like that and just give away the moon and survive. It's one thing if you've been like us, where we've been in business for over 30 years, and we want to say, hey, you know, first of the month, we're going to give away a bunch of free stuff. Well, we can afford it. We've built ourselves to the point where we can do that, and we do that continually. We'll have like First Fridays for our Magic tournaments, and we give away free packs and things like that. Of course, during COVID-19, unfortunately, we're closed down, which is sad. So there won't be a First Friday, and it's very sad to say that. But again, we're going back to customer service. Customer service is very similar, and I hate to compare it to this, but the same way customer service spreads as far as like in a positive way, when you do something good to one customer, it spreads like a virus. And I hate to make that comparison, but it's like that because the one person that you do something special for, or the group of people playing in that event, or a family that comes into a restaurant, a family of 5 or whatever, and they come sit down and you do something special. Well, when you impact 5 people at a restaurant, each of those people might tell 2 or 3 or 5 people. So now you might have 5 people tell 20 people, some number like that. And then at some point, if those 20 people come to your place and you continue to offer that great customer service, then guess what? Those 20 might turn into 100 people. And so you build a business that is so special because of how you're treating people. And let's always remember the wonderful golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. That's what everybody wants out of life, right? You want to be treated well. You want to be treated with respect. When you go into a business, you want to be treated super nice, right? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be like over the top, but if somebody goes over the top and treats you that well, you will remember that and you might go back just for the service. And it's the little things, like I said, restaurants have done to us when we've gone out. Like I said, maybe a free dessert or whatever. They didn't have to do that, but they offered it for somebody's birthday or whatever. And that just made it special. So understand that the importance of customer service to a business is probably, if I was to rank it, you obviously have to set your business up and get it going. I would say it is probably one of the top, if not the number one thing that you need to focus and obsess on to make sure that you are in the upper echelon percentages in your city, in your market. In fact, my gold business, we buy gold. Our slogan is, we buy gold where you deserve to be treated like gold. That's what we've trained our staff members to say, hey, a lot of times, at least for me, before I got into the precious metals, jewelry type business, before I got into that industry, the gold business, one of the things that I didn't like, and this is just my own personal experience, maybe y'all have had different experiences, but anytime I went to a jewelry store, I didn't feel like I necessarily got super customer service. There was a lot, and maybe because I was young, okay? So a lot of times I was young and going, maybe they didn't take me seriously, didn't think I had money, whatever. However, you really shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I strongly recommend not doing that to your clientele, because a lot of your customers that dress in t-shirts and flip-flops are the ones with the most money. It's true, but you shouldn't discriminate. You shouldn't judge. You should not do anything like that with your customer base. It's cancer to your business. And what I feel like some of these people have done with their businesses, that they've gotten so used to, like a cat being cozy on the couch, that they don't really go out of their way to do anything special. It's like, oh, the next person coming in to buy a diamond ring, the next person coming in to buy a necklace, or the next person coming in to do whatever. And it's just kind of blah. Have you ever felt that? Or am I the only one that has gone to a store? Maybe you at a jewelry store, you didn't have that experience, but maybe at another store. And you know what I'm talking about. There's just that feeling of the person that's helping you almost doesn't want to be there. Or they've been there too long, where they just take their job for granted, like they're never going to get fired, and they're not going to make any more money whether they're nice to you or not. And you feel that. So why the heck, as a customer, would you ever refer that person to somebody else? And so if you can come from that mentality, and you could take that thought process and say, how would I want to be treated? Okay, now reverse it. Now I'm the business owner. Now I know how the customer thinks. I have to treat them in that fashion. Treat them, go above and over the top. And if you build your business around customer service, you build your business to where your focal point is, when a customer comes in, this is our bread and butter. This is how we're going to pay our rent. This is how we're going to pay our salaries and our utilities and everything for our products, everything we do. This is how we're going to pay for it. And you genuinely take good care of your customers. Treat them like people. Treat them with respect. Treat them the way that they want to be treated. The golden rule again. You should survive. That's going to be one of the key things that will separate you from the competition. And remember, as with anything, it takes time. I like to say, you got to marinate. You got to let it bake. You got to give it time, because it's not like you're going to take care of somebody and they're going to run and tell 100 people, and those people are going to run into your store the same day and spend a bunch of money. You're not going to see immediate results that day necessarily, that week, that month, maybe not within a year. Who knows? It just kind of depends what industry, what business you're in. But I promise you, if you're relentless in saying, I'm going to keep this business going and I'm going to do everything I can to be the best I can be, and you keep providing that awesome customer service, it will separate you from the weak and the strong. And certain businesses fail, believe it or not, solely because they offer bad customer service. So again, back to the original question. How important is customer service to a business? It's this important. It's to the moon important. And make sure, if you've got a business, that you're offering the best customer service that's out there. So if you like this video, please subscribe, click the button below, and remember, keep pushing hard and be the hustler.